Great morning, great morning, great morning, y'all. My daddy got up this morning and I was like, Daddy, the people want to talk to you. So let's see who's on. So Daddy is on this morning. I got several questions to ask him. So let's go. Daddy, tell everybody good morning.
Good morning to all of you out there. It's just good to see you or talk to you this day.
So what do you think? What is going on in Israel? What is really going on? Because I don't quite, I haven't been following up, and I know you have.
They're at war. They're at war because Hezbollah has felt like they have been mistreated by Israel. They feel like that country is theirs, and Israel feel like it belongs to them. And so when you have two people that feel like a country belongs to them, they're going to fight to try to possess it. And it stems back to Abraham. Abraham had two sons. He had one by the bondwoman, and he had one by his wife, Sarah. The one by the wife, Sarah, was a son of promise. Sarah tried to help God out a little bit, but you can't help God out. God don't need no help. He's God all by himself. So God told Ishmael that he'd make a great nation of him. Ishmael was Abraham's son by Hagar, the bondwoman. And of course, Abraham had the son of promise was by Sarah, and that was Isaac. Mm-hmm. And Isaac was the one who the blessing would come through. Now, God told Ishmael's mother that he would make a great nation of Ishmael. And he did. That's where you get the Arab nation from. And God didn't say the promise was going to come through him, but he would make a great nation of it. This is one of the reasons why we have the war there, because both sides feel like that the inheritance is theirs.
It belongs to them.
It belongs to them. Now, really, Israel was a holy place at one time, because that's where the temple was. Mm-hmm. Solomon built the temple there. David wanted to build the temple, but he could not build it because he had shed too much blood. And the temple was there, and that's where that promise would be realized in Israel. It was not a land promise. It was a promise really of salvation. Most of them think it was just the land. God gave them the land for a temporary period of time, but the land is not theirs to possess forever. I realize that many religious people believe that, but it's not true. And for a long time, Israel lost the country for a long time, and the Arabs possessed it. Israel came back and took the country in 1949 after World War II. And that's when they become a nation again. And many people believe that God is going to come back and set up a kingdom in Israel. But the kingdom was set up in Israel 2,000 years ago, 53 days after the death of Christ. I'm sorry that there are so many people that believe contrary, but that just shows that they are unlearned really on biblical history. So the war is not going to get any better. There's always going to be some war there. Mm-hmm. And people talking about it's getting close to the end of time, because Matthew 24 talks about there will be wars and rumors of wars. Mm-hmm. Well, there have been wars ever since I've been here, and I'm right at 80 years old. And there's always been war going on somewhere. Mm-hmm. And there's always been rumors of more wars. Mm-hmm. There's rumors of wars now. There's people in Washington talking big talk about what they're going to do to Iran if Iran get involved in it. Well, that's rumors of war. Well, there was rumors of war in Vietnam. There was rumors of war in the Desert Storm. There was rumors of war in Korea. There was rumors of war in World War One. And you can just continue to go back. And there's always been people who want to possess land and countries and rule over people. And when they do that, they create wars. You got a lot of people in Washington right now talking about war, but these people in Washington don't shed the blood. It's the poor folks that shed the blood.
That's true.
And so, therefore, we need to be a little bit more careful about talking about going to war, unless you're willing to shed your own blood. It's easy to plan a war and talk about war, but who's going to shed the blood?
Right.
Now, that's my take on it. Somebody else may have something different, but it doesn't bother me. I mean, it's going to be, it is what it is, no matter what you say.
That's true. So what I was seeing yesterday, I don't know if you saw it, where there was some things going on at the White House, and I guess it's surrounded about the war. I didn't read too much about it, but I know you did.
No, I didn't have a chance to do a lot of reading yesterday. I was involved in some other things.
He was working.
But I know what's going on in Washington. There's two things going on. Number one, the Republicans are trying to get a Speaker of the House. And Jim Jordan is not the man, because he knew about sexual abuse in Ohio when he worked as a wrestling coach, and he did not do anything about it. And that disqualifies him for a Speaker of the House, because the Speaker of the House is in line for the presidency. If anything happened to the president and the vice president, then he becomes president. And I don't think he's a qualified man, based upon his judgment of what's going on with the ex-president, Donald Trump. So I don't think he's a good candidate for Speaker of the House, but I don't have any say in the matter. Neither do the average American. Or you can call your senator and your congressman and complain, but they don't pay any attention. You don't have any money. You know, it's the PACs that gets the things done. If you got some money so you can give these guys that go in the lobby, then you can get some things done, because the senators are like, they're looking for some perks. And the congressmen are too.
I got a
It
question.
doesn't matter whether they're Democrat or Republican.
I have a question, and it's kind of off of what we discussed this morning on the live video. One of my subscribers dropped a scripture in Proverbs 18:24. Can you elaborate on that one?
I don't know what it says. What did
It
it say?
says, oh shoot. Mama, can I see your phone?
It's right there on the table.
No, it's not.
I don't have a Bible with me, so tell me
I'm
what
gonna
it
read.
says.
I can't remember, something about friends or something. I can't really
Something
remember.
about what?
Friends.
Friends.
I can't remember exactly what the scripture said, but one of the subscribers drop a scripture every day, and I said, I wish Daddy was up so I could ask him. Where's it? Oh boy. Kaden has her phone. Oh, what's your password? Oh, 1970. Let's see. It says, let's see. Proverbs 18:24 KJV. Okay. It says, no, that ain't what it said. Okay, wait a minute. A man that hath friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother.
Well, that passage.
What is that referring to?
If you want some friends, you're going to have to be a friend. That's the same thing with love. You got to love people if you want to be loved by people. And there is a friend that sticks closer than a brother. That's a prophecy of the coming of Christ. He says in John 14, he says about the friends. You're my friends Greater love had no man than this, than a man lay down his life for his friend.
Mm-hmm.
And ye are my friends if you do whatsoever I've commanded you.
Mm-hmm.
So a friend don't mind, if necessary, laying down his life for you. Jesus did.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, he is a friend of the world. But just because he's a friend does not mean that the world will be saved in their present condition. The worlds are going to have to meet his terms of salvation in order to be saved. Now, you know, God has terms that must be met, just like the every city council have certain terms that has to be met. Every state representative, the state has terms that has to be met.
Mm-hmm.
The federal government has terms that has to be met. We know about it every year on April 15th. And God has terms that must be met also for salvation.
Okay, that's all you want to say about that?
Well, that's all I need to say about Proverbs there.
Okay. Okay. What was your sermon about Sunday? I think I'm gonna post some excerpts from your sermon on the channel. But what was your? You don't know what it was
I
about?
don't remember now.
You
I
don't
teach
remember?
them many lessons, and it's kind of hard to remember every lesson.
Okay, then.
The church, God's pattern for the church. That's what the lesson was on. Acts chapter 2, verses 41 through 47.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Fanny, good morning. Miss Fanny said, good morning, Kimmy, Dad, in chat.
Good morning. Good morning to you. May you receive a special blessing this day.
That's good. So you have any words of encouragement for today?
Yes.
Okay, what's your words of encouragement?
Words of encouragement. Learn how to love. Love unconditionally, and you'll be blessed as a result of it. Those who don't love have a miserable life. Love makes you vulnerable, but love also makes you happy.
Oh, what's that story? I was telling the story on the patch on the channel about one time when you had when the house had I didn't tell this one about how the house had burned down when you lived. I can't remember where you live. Tell that story about that one time how God blessed you through someone else.
Well, God
and how
bless
your
you.
faith was small, it wasn't big enough.
God bless me. I lived in Demopolis, Alabama. This was in the 70s, early 70s. My house caught fire and burnt down. We had no place to stay. So there was a neighbor that had lost her aunt a few months earlier. And she said that she had a house that was fully furnished. And she would allow us to stay in it and wouldn't cost us anything until we got our house repaired or found another place to stay. In addition to that, I was going to school at the time at Alabama Christian School of Religion, and there was a message sent to the president that individual in Haleyville, Alabama, had heard about my house burning and wanted to give me something. I did not know the individual, and the individual did not know me personally. But he said if I had a truck, then come up there and he would have some things for me. And I'm thinking,
you went from Demopolis to Haleyville?
Yes.
Dog, that was a long ways.
Yeah.
I never knew that part of the story.
But
wow.
But I borrowed a truck from an individual by the name of Don Lowe. And he had a pickup truck. And as I went up there, I did not know exactly where to go. I had to get information. And at that time, we did not have the GPS and what have you. So you had to stop and ask if you didn't know. And that's what I did. And they directed me to a factory. I went to the factory and I went in and asked for the individual. And they sent me back to his office and he talked with me for a few minutes and he said, I'm sorry that you lost your house, but we have a few things that we'd like to give you. And I'm thinking in my mind, because I had a small mind at the time, that he was going to give me some hand-me-downs. And, you know, when you lose everything, you're thankful for whatever people give you. And so I says, okay. He said, did you bring a truck? And I said, yes, sir. And he told me to pull around in the back to the dock, and one of the men would meet me back there. And he says, whatever you see in the plant back there, then just load it on your truck that you want. It was a furniture plant. And as I drove back there, I'm thinking, well, what do you got in the furniture plant here you're going to give me? I'm still thinking with a small mind that he's going to give me some hand-me-downs. But he had new furniture. They made furniture there. And it says, anything that you see in here that you want, just load it on your truck. That's when I wished that I had gotten a larger truck. My faith was too small. I went with a small truck. And so I got a small package. The pickup truck don't hold very much. But a semi would have held a lot. So that's the reason why I tell people that at that time my faith was too small.
So what's the lesson people can learn from that? Because I remember you preached a sermon one time and you told that story, and that was a really good lesson from that.
Well, the story is, if your faith is big, if you, and you know, Jesus tells us to increase our faith. He chastised the disciples for having too small a faith, oh, ye of little faith. And my faith was little. Now, we increase our faith. Faith is trust and confidence in things that you cannot see. I cannot see heaven, but I have faith it exists. I believe it exists, and I believe I'm going there based upon my lifestyle. I don't believe that I can go to heaven just living any kind of life. But if I live the right kind of life, like the scriptures teach, I believe I can go to heaven. And anyone else can go that would be willing to commit themselves to that kind of lifestyle. It's a lifestyle of sacrifice. It's a lifestyle of love. And if you have those qualities and you're willing to abide by the terms that God set forth, then you can go too. Heaven is it's an equal opportunity situation. Anybody can go that chooses to. It's a choice.
Well, all right. Does anybody have any questions? I only have one person in the chat. I know I told everybody I wasn't coming on live, but y'all know I'm on Daddy's time. So whenever it's convenient for him, it's convenient for me. So does anybody have any questions that they may want to give Daddy this morning? He's a wealth of knowledge, y'all. Let's see. There's only one person in the chat, only Miss Fanny. I'm pretty sure everybody gonna hate that they missed. But this is the only time I forget. So, all right, you guys. So I guess, Daddy, you have anything else to say?
You all be blessed today and have a very good day. Be kind to everybody. Learn how to love people, and you'll receive much love in return.
It was a lot of people, it probably is over 200 people on Facebook wish you a happy birthday. And there was a lot of people on YouTube wish you happy birthday.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I don't look at it as a birthday like most people do. I just look at it as being another day among the land of the living. That's all birthdays are, just another day among the land of the living.
All right. All right, you guys. So I will see y'all a little later on. I hate, and I promise you, I know when people realize this video is up, they're going to really hate that they missed Daddy Live this morning. So y'all have a great day, and I'll catch y'all about 10:30 today.
work there.
One or two. That's all right. I just got off of live. I just got off of live. If I would have known that, everybody would have been on this morning.